Hi family and friends, I have dual citizenships and passports. I'm a US citizen and now a Vietnamese citizen. Today I'm going to walk you through the steps to get your Vietnamese citizenship, a passport, and or a 5-year visa depending on your situation. This will apply to those that have lost their birth certificate if they were born in Vietnam, came to America and lost the birth certificate, or if you're married to a Vietnamese citizen, or if you have parents that were born in Vietnam. If you fit into these categories and you want the 5-year visa, it's $110. The process that I went will be around $1,585 or $2,085, depending on if you want to choose expedite or not. The Vietnamese citizenship requires a 5-year visa in this type of paperwork. When I first started down this road, I went to the Vietnamese US embassy. I emailed them asking if I could retain my US citizenship while getting the Vietnamese citizenship. I'll put a link to the email in the descriptions below. You go to the website vietnamembassy-us.org. For me, I sent an inquiry on October 29th and asked if I could apply for citizenship while keeping my US citizenship. Within minutes, surprisingly, it was literally, I think like 3 minutes, the person replied and sent 2 emails. One that said yes to my question that I could have dual citizenship and that I could apply for Vietnamese citizenship if I followed their instructions. So on the second email, they sent the instructions. I originally sent also an email to info@vietnamembassy.us, but that appears to where they're not checking that one or they're not replying from that one. What I emailed to was visa2vn@vietnamembassy.us. I'll give the email address below. The email that they sent with instructions is here. So you see in this instructions there's two steps. The first part is applying for the 5-year visa, basically, but the wording is applying for the Vietnamese passport. Now, I think that is technically incorrect. What I ended up getting the first time around was the 5-year visa, so I think their wording is slightly incorrect on that, or my understanding is incorrect. Because I got this after the first step, and then later I got this after the second step. So I believe, well, this looks like a visa to me and this looks like a passport to me. It says passport on there with the birth certificate in Vietnam, the Vietnamese birth certificate, which that's confusing too because it says it's a birth certificate, but on there it does say that I was born in America, but this is my Vietnamese birth certificate. Now, my tip of advice for this would be to get everything, get your ducks in a row for everything right out the gate. Now, there's a lot of paperwork, but once you start going forward with this agency, this office, they move really quick. For example, the 5-year visa, I got almost the very next day after I paid for it. It was insane. I mean, it said FedEx from Washington to Nevada, and I got it the day after. And I could see the moment that I paid for it, that night, I think they already printed everything and put it in the envelope. So they're super quick. Then, when I received the 5-year visa, I applied for the passport and birth certificate or citizenship. And then I applied for that, and that took about, let's see here, on November 4th, I sent that in, and then November 16th, I got this in the mail. So I was all set and done. I mean, we're talking about November 2nd to November 16th, everything done. 14 days. I don't know how many business days. Let's look at how many business days that is. So you're looking at about 11 business days to get everything done. It was absolutely amazingly quick. So in the instructions, you'll notice that it asks for, the first form is called, and hopefully I say this correctly, the khai. So get that form filled out. You need you need a passport style photo attached to it. What I would suggest is question number 5. That threw me for a small loop as I was filling it out. That one's your driver's license number. Maybe that's obvious to others, but to me it wasn't. Number 14 is your where you list what items you're attaching. I listed marriage certificate, which may or may not pertain to you. So I listed marriage certificate, passport, driver's license, and birth certificate, all notarized. I would suggest getting all your paperwork done ahead of time. Just do everything. If you plan on getting your citizenship, do it all out. Get all your paperwork done. Don't do the first form and then wait for the visa, then do the second part, which is the citizenship paperwork. Now, I guess for me, I felt that everything was fine and it was gonna go through. So maybe I might have wasted my time if I got the 5-year visa, but then I got rejected on the citizenship, or even if I got rejected on the 5-year visa and then I couldn't move forward with the citizenship. Maybe that's up to your discretion, but for me, I felt like I had everything ready. So I got all the paperwork together, and it just seems super easy for me, because I guess why I'm saying that is I fear that if you get notarized and then you get rejected on one piece of it, it wastes time. I don't know how the notary would work if there's a delay on the second phase of the paperwork, if that makes sense. Maybe there wouldn't be a problem, but for me, by chance, everything worked out, so I had no issue. Another tip of advice, as probably the second phase around phase 1 and into phase 2, or into phase 1 and phase 2, the agent can, for me, it seemed like they got annoyed because I didn't send in my payments super quick. So for example, at phase 2, they told me everything. They told me how much the fee was. They gave me the PayPal link. They gave me a choice of credit card or PayPal. I chose PayPal. They sent me the link via text message during the call, and at that moment I was at a park walking and I didn't have lunch yet. So I didn't know that there would be an issue. Maybe he was about to close office that day or whatever. I'm not sure, but I went home and had lunch, and then, so this was about 45 minutes later maybe, and he called and he seemed a bit upset that I didn't pay. And especially I asked him, this could have been another reason why he was upset. I asked him, can you repeat the things in Vietnamese, the instructions, to my wife, just to make sure that I heard him correctly, because he speaks, I'm not sure how many people I spoke to, but I'm not sure if it was one person or 2 or 3, but whoever it was or whoever they were, they all seemed to speak English and Vietnamese, and Vietnamese seemed to be their primary language. So I asked them, can you repeat that in Vietnamese to my wife so that she could understand, and then see if me and her are on the same page. So he seemed to be a bit annoyed by that. He talked to her and she could tell that he was annoyed. But everything went fine afterwards. So for example, just kind of get your stuff together real quick, and it kind of works to have it done all quick anyways. So I'll link the PayPal link at the bottom where I sent the payments through PayPal to their address. After phase 1, I got phone calls and text messages from them. I say them because I don't know if it was one person or if it was many. The phone number it did say from Washington D.C. I don't know if I should list the phone number on this video. I won't, just in case it was their personal number. I'm not sure how they work out of all that. On top of that, the email addresses, when you email visa2vn@vietnamembassy.us, it seems to forward to visa2vn@gmail.com. So that threw me for a loop. I was a little bit hesitant at first, but I mean, it seems to all work out, and all this seems to look legit. I'll put some pictures up with the important information blurred out or taken out, but everyone could see the documents. So I emailed these documents on step 1. If you do the paperwork using your parents because they were born in Vietnam, you'll need their birth certificates. If you don't have it, it may not be a problem. They will let you know if they need more information, but you'll have to fill out the sections where it has their name, their birth date, and whatnot. After I sent the documents to step 1, they sent me a link to fill out the 5-year visa form, and that link is here. Now, once I got this in the mail, the 5-year visa, I'll show that. So once I got the 5-year visa, the next day I sent for the citizenship application, which had all these documents listed here. All notarized except for the 5-year visa. And then I also sent in a separate passport styled photo, just in case. I don't know if they needed it. During this whole process, it's all digital. I didn't have to ship anything physical in. I didn't have to ship a paper signed in. What I did is I had the paperwork, filled it out by hand. Actually, my wife filled it out in Vietnamese. I don't know if that helped a lot. I would suggest that if you do this paperwork, have someone that knows Vietnamese fluently so that they can read the paperwork and fill it out for you. I don't know Vietnamese that well enough, so my wife had to help me with that. So because it's all sent digital, where you just, I scanned it with the Android app. I forget what the app was called. I think, so I scanned it with Google Drive, and that does a straight scan to PDF. So that was super helpful. So you actually don't really have to print anything out to send. You will want to print it out, fill it out by hand. I would suggest filling out by hand because unless I guess you could have a Vietnamese keyboard and fill it out PDF. That might be more work. It's probably easier to print it out, fill it out in Vietnamese, go get it notarized, and then scan it with Google Drive. You have a PDF, you'll get a PDF from that, and then you could email that off to this embassy. So for your passport photo, to some degree, if you wanted, you might be able to get away with just 2 or 3. You may need 3 actual photos. I forget. You might be able to get away with just 2 photos. I'm not too sure of that. You might be able to get away with 2 photos. I didn't know, the steps weren't fully clear. I printed out 8 passport photos because I thought that's how many, 8 as in 4 orders. Usually it comes 2 in 1 order. So I printed out 4 orders. That was a waste of money, but now I know. Now you know. So on step 2, once I sent in the documents, I got a phone call again, just like step 1. Step 1, sent in the photos, got a call with the, do I want to pay by credit card or PayPal? And I chose PayPal. So second step, I sent in the documents via email. They called me, they gave me the amount. I paid via PayPal. And here's the passport. Just cover this all up, but so it looks legit, or you know it's legit. To give a quick timeline, I inquired October 29th, heard from them minutes after. I got all my paperwork done on November 2nd. I sent it in. November 3rd, I got the 5-year visa, super quick. November 4th, I sent in the paperwork. And then November 16th, I got the passport and birth certificate, citizenship. I hope you found this helpful. If you liked the video, click the like button, hit subscribe, and send me questions if you have any. Thank you.